I keep coming back to snails, trying to explain why I went on a 1,200-mile, 4-day long pilgrimage to every place I've lived is like this damn snail coming out of its shell. It's slow, so slow you can barely tell it's moving. It's backtracking. It's confusing and strange, and when it finally all comes out, it doesn't look like much of anything. I call this pilgrimage the VANYMA circuit. It stands for Virginia, New York, and Massachusetts, which are all the states I've lived in. It's a circuit because the route is circular, and that you end up back in Virginia. It doesn't end in Boston. Kind of like I did in March due to the pandemic. The pandemic is somewhat responsible for this whole thing because coming back to Virginia was like coming back to the past. It caused me to go over and over the events in my life that led me from Virginia to New York to Boston and back again, and I couldn't stop. I wasn't sure what had driven me anymore. I couldn't remember. And I felt like I didn't understand the person who'd taken that route north over the past 10 years. And with the racial awakening that this country has been experiencing, I questioned more what I was or was not aware of in these places. I felt like I couldn't, trust my own consciousness anymore, like to a paranoid level. So this project offered an opportunity to face these places, my past in them, and to question my consciousness then and now through the lenses of a pilgrim, a tourist, a performer, and an autoethnographer. By ritualizing the trip, sacralizing my destinations, acting as a tourist and a performer in my own history, I came to the conclusion that my life has been lived in a state of unconscious privilege, and as much as I tried to wake from it by moving locations, I still brought it with me and retreated ignorantly into it, again, like snails in their shells. Whenever faced with adversity, I never thought about myself as an ignorant or unconscious person until I revisited these places and realized that I hardly remembered them and felt like I didn't know them, not because they changed, but because so much of my time in them had been spent inside my privileged snail shell head that I've been cultivating all my life. A fit so perfect you'd hardly know it was there. And being able to analyze these things from these different perspectives allowed me to come to a kind of acceptance of it and an understanding of why I am the way I am and how place has influenced that. So what follows is footage from my pilgrimage woven together with footage from the past lives I've lived in these places. As you'll see, the shots multiply on the screen to convey the building of one place on another, informing how the next is experienced, but with the first location always lurking within the newest, informing how we act.